news station, WSTM TV. And now, Channel 3 News at 6 with John Nicholson and Lisa Schweitzer. Roger Springfield on sports and meteorologist Wayne Mahar.
Good evening. What you are eating could kill you. In fact, we're told 70% of all deaths last year were caused by poor diet-induced illnesses.
A new report from the Surgeon General says heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes all remain leading causes of death and suffering here in the U.S. And deadly diet, if you will, plays a big part.
Health Plus reporter Paula Grell joins us right now with details. Paula?
Thank you, John and Lisa. The Surgeon General's report points an accusing finger at high-fat diets, telling us what we've known for a while, that a sound diet is one that is low in fat. But for the first time, it draws a tragic parallel between diet and chronic illness. Heart disease, stroke, diabetes, cancer, the top killers in the U.S., and now the Surgeon General says there is a strong link between what we eat and how likely we are to develop one of these illnesses.
The report reveals clearly that the health of Americans could be improved by changing the diet to one that contains less fat.
We've all heard the warnings that fatty foods and those with a lot of cholesterol are bad. But how many of us are taking that advice with us when we go to the grocery store or head out to a restaurant?
I don't buy probably a lot of things that I should buy. I buy whatever's on sale.
I've changed my diet a lot. I have lost some weight, but I'm basically concerned about what is best for myself.
The only thing that I can say that I've changed drastically is red meat. I eat very little of it. But fish, poultry, fresh vegetables, fruits.
Trying to eat more healthy foods, keep away from high cholesterol items, fried food, that type of thing.
Most say they are trying, but are not always successful. Coop says we should all try harder. Last year, of the 2 million people that died in the U.S., more than 70% died of illnesses associated with diet. Today's report makes 5 recommendations for Americans to follow. Reduce consumption of fat and cholesterol, maintain a desirable body weight, eat more fiber, vegetables, and fruits, reduce salt intake, and limit alcohol consumption. The bottom line here, be aware of what you eat. And remember that only to watch your cholesterol or just your salt intake isn't enough. You have to combine all of these recommendations to have a sound diet. And one other bit of health news tonight, the SUNY Health Science Center was fined $20,000 for violations associated with a tuberculosis outbreak at the hospital last winter. Thousands had to be inoculated after it was discovered the virus had not been isolated after a patient died from the disease. St. Joseph's Hospital was also fined by the health department. Their penalty, $13,000 in connection with the death of an Elbridge boy in April of 1987. Lisa and John?
All right, thanks very much, Paula. Well, the never-ending problem with how to dispose of garbage has taken Onondaga County lawmakers on a tour of Long Island. Channel 3's Jim Kenyon went along for the ride as they inspected incinerators and reviewed recycling plants, and we're expecting a report from him any moment. John?
A construction worker in Oswego is being treated now for possible broken ribs and burns after the walls of a hole he was working in caved in around him. John Sawyer Jr. was trying to locate, we're told, a leak in a steam line when the tool he was using cut the line and released hot steam. He was buried under soil, but co-workers quickly dug his head out, letting him breathe. It took rescuers, though, 20 minutes before they could get Sawyer actually out of the hole. Investigators now say the person they thought was a passenger in that plane crash on Monday actually was flying the plane herself. Faye Breathen was killed when the plane leaving the Palmyra airport crashed on takeoff. She was 54. Martin Richards, who was 64, was the only licensed pilot in the plane. Turns out he wasn't flying it. He's now recovering in a Rochester hospital.
And still ahead on Channel 3 News, we're paying more for food. Inflation is higher, but the economy is healthy. Smart Money reporter Francis Gross tells us how that's possible.
And Ron Hastings will tell us how the Alexander case has the prosecutors in the national limelight.
Introducing Ponderosa's Grand Buffet. It's bigger and better than ever.
Are they home yet? No. Back to the buffet.
With new hot dishes like chicken wings, fried vegetables, and home-style soups.
Now are they home? No. Back to the buffet.
And so much more. All included with any meal. The Grand Buffet. So much to choose from, you can eat.
Hello?
Till the cows come home. Ponderosa's Grand Buffet makes your entree grander.
This is what kids are saying about Seabreeze.
My mommy.
loves us, and she takes us to see me.
The water slide is great.
Not expensive.
And my dad takes me there all the time.
And it's not very far.
Roller coaster. God, you go so fast.
I love seaweed.
Save $2 at Seabreeze Park with McDonald's Fun Days coupons.
Summer price reductions on Subarus at Bill Rapp. Get a summer closeout price. Plus, Subaru rebates are back on most models up to $1,500. Or special financing as low as 4.9 APR. Two-wheel drives priced as low as $6,099. Four-wheel drives from just $84.99. In Syracuse, Bill Rapp is Subaru with 120 Subarus. Closeout price as low as $6,099. Bill Rapp, Pontiac, Subaru, Jaguar, Alfa Romeo off 690 at Thompson Road.
I grew up with Stickley furniture. The beautiful finishes, the quality workmanship. The quality is evident in Stickley's dining rooms, bedrooms, and executive office furniture. Selected home furnishings in the Stickley showroom have my parents' approval as well. Upholstery by Baker, Henredon, and other fine manufacturers, both traditional and contemporary. Leather sofas, love seats, and chairs. My parents have good taste, don't you think? They're the owners of Stickley. I'm Carolyn Audi, and we invite you to visit our showroom during our summer sale.
Would you pay $48 for a 9x12 rug worth $168? $79 for a 12x15 rug worth $300? On sale now.
Buy your weekly supply of groceries, and you'll have to dig a little deeper into your pocket. But on the other hand, your pocket probably has a little more money in it these days. Smart Money reporter Frances Gross is here to explain how both these things can happen at once.
Well, Lisa, the factories are humming along, and the nation's economy is growing, and that growth does mean some higher prices. But the just-released government figure should calm the fears of a sluggish economy.
The figures the government released this morning tell us two things. The gross national product is the output of goods and services, and that expanded at the robust rate of 3.1% for the last 3 months. The other numbers track inflation, and that climbed at an annual rate of 4.7%. Together, these numbers mean the economy is very healthy, but consumers are shelling out a little more for goods.
I don't think this particular figure gives us any cause for worry. A lot of it is generated from food prices.
There's a lot of nervousness among economists and forecasters that inflation will take off and we'll end up paying a lot more for things. Even though the numbers right now don't warrant that skittishness, the budget deficit does.
The level of inflation that we are currently experiencing is not at the danger point yet. You see, the Federal Reserve is also concerned about this, and so there have been signals in the past couple of weeks that they're going to tighten credit to try to keep the lid on inflation.
Well, certainly the budget deficit's something we're going to be hearing about during the presidential campaign.
Absolutely, and both people running for president are figuring out how they're going to solve that problem, and it's not surprising that their remedies are fairly similar. So as long as they can take care of that, the inflation should not really be a problem over the long haul.
All right, thanks very much, Frances.
It is like the Academy Awards for the Justice Department. Yes, it is, and 3 of the 6 winners today handled Syracuse cases. So, big day in Washington for the hometown contingent. Now Ron Hastings has the story.
The nation's eyes focused on the ceremony as embattled Attorney General Ed Meese got a standing ovation today. For the prosecution of ex-mayor Lee Alexander, awards went to Paula Ryan Conan and Greg West.
Through the superb efforts of Mrs. Conan and Mr. West, public confidence was restored in the honesty and effectiveness of local government in Syracuse. Mrs. Conan?
What I hope we started to accomplish anyway with the Lee Alexander case is to make the people in the city of Syracuse and the people in the state of New York and the country who knew of him be aware that there can be an end to that kind of corrupt administration of a local government.
We were able to not only recoup the money that was stolen from the community, but also establish that Mr. Alexander could not get away with the crimes that he had carried out for some 16 years.
West and Ryan Conan gave a lot of credit to the IRS for its help. And another top award went to Syracuse attorney Craig Benedict, who prosecuted the tax protest group known as the Patriots.
This organization cost all members of the public in excess of $15 million. It was our money that these members of the New York Patriots stole. They didn't deserve to have it. They didn't deserve to keep it in that regard, and we all pay our taxes, those honest citizens.
Ex-Mayor Alexander is now serving 10 years in prison, and tax protester Kevin Rowley is serving 5 years and facing $130,000 in fines. Ron Hastings, Channel 3 News.
Quite an honor for them.
Indeed.
Still ahead, Wayne, with a little cloud around our silver lining of a day.
And putting a stamp on 200 years of New York statehood. Channel 3 News continues after this.
Not far away lies the enchanted kingdom of beauty and the beasts. It's Marine Land. Enjoy beauty and the beasts this summer. Marine Land in Niagara Falls, Canada. It's a fairy tale come true.
PNC presents Super Summertime Favorites at unbeatable price champion savings. Shop PNC this week and save on USDA Choice Naturally Tender Boneless Chuck Steak, just $1.58 a pound. Serve the family great to the grill. USDA Choice Boneless Delmonico Steaks only $4.58 a pound. And enjoy sweet, fine, ripened red flame seedless grapes, just 78 cents a pound.
PNC, price champion.
Excuse me, I'm in the window seat.
Vacation?
No, convention in Anaheim. I'm one of the clouds who makes white cloud, the softer, thicker bathroom tissue.
Oh.
I'm boring you.
No, but bathroom tissue's bathroom tissue. They're all the same.
Now, that's one of the most popular misconceptions of the 20th century. Feel the difference clouds make.
Oh, white cloud is softer.
And look at the difference in thickness.
And thicker, too. I got a new bathroom tissue.
Wonderful.
You're very convincing.
Oh, it's more than a job. It's a family business. Would you like to see some pictures?
Pictures?
Yeah.
White cloud. Softer, thicker. Discover the difference clouds make.
I wouldn't want to wake up someday and think, oh, I should have done such and such for my kids. No mother wants that. If I didn't work on Citrus Hill, I would have thought, my kids get enough calcium. I serve them plenty of milk and cheese. But just because you serve it doesn't mean they finish it. What we did was add a special calcium system to 100% pure orange juice. Fresh, delicious juice, so you know your kids will drink it. Valerie loves it. To her, it's just juice. To me, it's calcium she needs. I feel good that I help make Plus Calcium. I feel even better serving it.
Clara Nin makes Citrus Hill Plus Calcium for her family and for yours.
As we told you earlier in our broadcast, Onondaga County lawmakers are on a tour of Long Island today in hopes of finding a solution to our garbage problem. Jim Kenyon filed this report from Long Island.
Capable of burning 2,200 tons of garbage each day, this plant in Hempstead is about 2.5 times the size of the one planned for Onondaga County. But essentially, the technology is the same.
It's a little bit of trash because those boilers will operate.
The delegation from Onondaga County includes 9 legislators, representatives of 4 towns, and the Syracuse Common Council. This is the first step of a 2-day tour of garbage-burning plants, recycling programs, and landfills on Long Island and Massachusetts. The tour is being guided by the county's consulting engineer.
I think it's worthwhile them understand the size and the complexity of the project and what kind of capital investment and long-term commitment they'll be making towards this project.
What's interesting about this plan is that it was originally built in 1978 but had to shut down within 2 years because it failed because of air emissions or operational deficiencies. However, the community of Hempstead did not give up on this technology. So what you're seeing now is a $350 million resurrection of a resource recovery plan. For some, this is not the first time they've visited the Hempstead plant. Many feel that Onondaga County can learn from Long Island's mistakes.
I'm not so much of a skeptic. It seems like this has been a problem that's been around for so long, and everybody has a better mousetrap, but nobody has the answer, you know. And so hopefully that this will be it, because somebody better do something about it pretty soon. We're running out of time.
But the people putting together Hempstead's plants are convinced that this time, the plant which converts garbage to electricity will work.
And instead of trucking our garbage all over the state of New York, we're going to be able to put it to use here.
And what do you think about Syracuse following your leader?
I think it's an excellent idea.
Tomorrow, the people from Onondaga County visit Islip, Long Island, a community with one of the most aggressive recycling campaigns in the country. Jim Kenyon, Channel 3 News, Hempstead, Long Island.
Okay, time for weather now, and I understand the rain is on its way.
The rain is on the way. We had a nice, calm day today, but as you'll see on our Channel 3 radar in just a couple of minutes, we've got some thunderstorms to talk about, and they're headed towards the city. Now, today in Syracuse, our high was 85 degrees, a low temperature for the day exactly normal, 61, and no rain as of an hour ago, but I think we're going to see some showers here pretty soon. Outside right now, under mostly cloudy skies, 81 degrees, 60% the humidity. The winds are out of the east, and the barometer 30.06 and rising. And the sun rises tomorrow morning at 5:50. It will set at 8:31, 14 hours and 41 minutes of daylight. Well, the sun heating and stirring up the atmosphere has again touched off some pretty hefty showers and thunderstorms around the area. And live Channel 3 radar shows those now pushing into central and southern parts of Onondaga County. You can see there's some moderate to heavy downpours in this, not a whole lot of thunder and lightning. But these yellow areas with little orange, moderate to heavy downpours stretching back into Cayuga County, these are heading eastward at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. So for you folks who live in the eastern parts of the county and over into Madison County and even southern parts of Oneida County, within the next couple of hours, get set for maybe a couple of downpours. Well, temperatures around the area now, for the most part, are in the low to mid-80s. Our Channel 3 Weather Network observer tonight is Ted Palma in Brewerton, and Ted tells me still sunny there and 83 degrees. Some other readings for you tonight. We've got 77 in Watertown, 82 degrees in Auburn, and 80 degrees in Marcellus. Well, we've had some pretty big boomers today up and down the Atlantic seaboard, from eastern parts of Quebec all the way down through Washington, Atlanta, even down here in the Gulf, and that's because of the real sweltering, sticky air mass colliding with this very weak, feeble front that is continuing to ever so slowly push eastward. Well, later on tonight, believe it or not, this front is finally going to move out to the east of us, and the next couple of days we'll see more in the way of sunshine and the temperatures on the way up. We look out west right now, and the plains again today are firing up with the temperatures. 102 degrees right now in Dickinson, North Dakota, and some of this heat is going to gradually make its way over us for the weekend. All right, then, here's my forecast for us for tonight. There'll be the chance of a thunderstorm, especially southern parts of Onondaga County and Madison County in the next couple of hours. Could be some downpours, too. And then after 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, for most of us, partly cloudy, patchy fog, and 61 for the low. For tomorrow, partly sunny, a warm day. For change tomorrow, I'm not calling for any thunderstorms. High tomorrow, 84. Then tomorrow night, clear and 63. And here's our three-day outlook, steaming up again. Right now, a sunny day is the word for Friday, 87. Saturday, sunny, 90. Then becoming more humid, too, over the weekend, 92 degrees on Sunday. And here's tonight's winner in our Color of the Weather contest. It's Chrissy Drew from Redfield. And Chrissy, you get some nice summertime prizes and a chance to win a Coca-Cola raft in our grand prize drawing. Kids 12 and under can color the weather at any participating McDonald's. And I want to mention, too, that I made a little trip again today, Lisa, a little field trip. I was in Camden today at the Foothills Council Girl Scout camp up there, day camp. And this is their last week, and naturally, Girl Scouts, it's a green T-shirt. Had a nice time.
Sounds like it. Nice T-shirt.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you, Wayne.
Nice payment, boy, I tell you. All right, summer safety and shifts from old to new in tonight's newsreel.
2 centuries ago, New York City looked a lot like this. It was also 2 centuries ago that New York signed the Constitution, becoming the 11th state in the Union. And to celebrate, the U.S. Postal Service issued this commemorative stamp today. It's the original Federal Building in New York, flanked by Wall Street. The artists used 18th and 19th century sketches and engravings to make it as authentic as possible. Here in Syracuse, the Skyline has a new look. That's the Skyline building, the oldest self-contained high-rise here in Syracuse, the first to have shops and even doctor's offices right in a residential building. The Skyline at Lodi and James went up in 1952. Well, 6 months ago, remodeling began in the main lobby and commercial parts of the building, and today people who live there celebrated the new look to their old home. And an old message with a new vehicle to deliver it, summer safety. All this week at the galleries here in Syracuse, there are posters, exhibits, and a bunch of characters telling kids and parents how to have a safe and happy summer. If you stop by, tell them you heard about it right here on Newsreel.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was your orchestra, right?
Yes, indeed.
And just ahead in sports, former SU quarterback Don McPherson has ended his old holdout, with the Philadelphia Eagles.
And another Orangeman, Ted Gregory, starts to feel the pressure in Denver. Roger has all the day sports next.
Genesee Beer salutes New York State on the 200th anniversary of its ratification of the U.S. Constitution. Explore the history of our great state with a visit to the Genesee Country Museum, less than 2 hours from Syracuse. Crafts, simple pastimes, and chores from 150 years ago are authentically recreated in a rural village community. Spend a day in the 19th century with the entire family. Discover New York's yesteryears at the Genesee Country Museum in Mumford. Happy anniversary, New York.
Smooth, cold-aged Genesee. It's not just a beer, it's a Jenny.
All this week, you can dunk and brighten up your home for only $7.77.
Picture this contemporary sofa and matching love seat in your home for only $7.77. Or this elegant Broyhill dining set or china cabinet for only $7.77. Or this rich Broyhill contemporary bedroom for only $7.77.
See these and many more on sale all this week at Dunk & Bright, New York State's largest selection of home furnishings.
Adopted children go through life searching for answers to some very difficult questions.
I always knew that I was adopted, and I didn't always know that I was sold for a motorcycle.
She also told me my parents weren't married, and it scared me to death.
When you're told that your natural mother's in prison, you're either going to face it or you're not, and I chose to face it.
Eliminating the pain of adoption on the next Geraldo.
Come on home to Geraldo every weekday afternoon at 4 on Channel 3.
This is not the most important point, I suppose, but I want to see what number they give him, you know?
Well, we'll have to look at the tape and see what number
We'll
Donnie
find
gets.
out.
He ends his holdout. Ted Gregory held out earlier this year. Tim Green held out last year, so a lot of holding out. But anyway, Donnie McPherson reported to the Eagles camp in Westchester late this afternoon after sitting out only the first day of the official training camp. Donnie did take part in the Coach Buddy Ryan voluntary workouts last week in Philadelphia, but decided to sit out until he got a contract agreement. Well, that agreement came this afternoon, and according to Donnie's agent, Paul Ritigliano, it's a 2-year deal with good playing time incentives. He wouldn't specify the dollar amount, but he did say the Eagles did up the ante a little bit, and that he, Don, and the Eagles are all very happy with their agreement. But Donnie will not be getting as much work in camp now as he thought he might be, because earlier in the day, the team's starting quarterback, Randall Cunningham, also ended his holdout and signed a new deal that makes him the highest-paid Eagles player in history.
I want to be paid the highest-paid quarterback in the league. That's not realistic, okay? So that's an unrealistic goal up front. But in terms, we did get, at the end, what we thought was fair and honest.
That new contract will pay Cunningham close to $1 million a year for 3 years. He made $190,000 last year while passing and rushing for over 3,300 yards. That's not a bad raise. Out in Denver, the defensive star of last year's SU team is back at it after a week off. Ted Gregory returned to practice yesterday after injuring a muscle behind his knee a week ago. Now, after all his knee problems in college last year, a lot of people in Denver are wondering if the Broncos made a mistake with their top draft pick. And with starting noseman Greg Cragen out with an injury, the pressure is on Ted to produce.
I think I would have been a little bit ahead if I didn't get injured. I would have been a little more ahead than I am now. I'm a little bit behind, but I wouldn't say it's significant.
How would you best describe how you feel?
I feel great. I feel like I had a good practice, and I feel like I picked up where I left off. Keep improving now. Getting better every day.
Ted is just your teammate in camp with him. Tight end Pat Kelly's doing very well from what we hear, and we'll check in on him later on next week. Well, we've been talking for the last couple of weeks about the trials and tribulations of heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson out of the ring. Well, that little 91-second number he pulled on Michael Spinks last month was it for Spinks. He announced his retirement today to go into business with his manager, Butch the Shirtless Wonder Lewis.
To me,
And mentioning the 12 years is quite a while to be getting swung at and having to duck so many punches.
He's honest. Spinks previously held both the light heavyweight and heavyweight titles, in addition to winning a gold medal in the 1976 Olympics. Baseball, the almost semi-pro Seattle Mariners have dumped general manager Dick Balderson and replaced him with former Yankee executive Woody Woodward. Last night, the Mets and Phillies had to wait out the rain before they could finish late last night. The top of the fourth, the Mets up 4-2. Lenny Dykstra singles to left. It scores Gary Carter, and the Mets have a lead of 5-2. Then in the fifth, Mets up 5-4. Chris James with a solo home run to left center ties the game at 5. Top of the seventh, Kevin McReynolds right up the middle will score Lenny Dykstra. Mets take the lead at 6-5. They win it 7-5. In Arlington, Texas, Red Sox manager Joe Morgan was dealt his first losing hand. Trailing 7-6, top of the seventh, Jim Rice, two-run homer that gives the Red Sox the lead at 8-7. But then bottom of the seventh, Ruben Sierra with a two-run homer of his own, and that's it, 9-8. Rangers win it. First loss for the Red Sox in 13 games, and the Chiefs finish up their homestand tonight at 7:30 with Columbus. And we'll have all the highlights at 11. All of them.
All right, thanks, Rod.
Thank you, Roger. And coming up, Wayne, with a recap of tonight's weather and a preview of what's coming up at 11.
And tater trouble in Tully. The story is next.
Of all the things you can do with spoons, the most rewarding thing right now is to sink one into a delectable friendly sundae and use the other to get $1 off a second sundae at friendly restaurants. Friendly's $1 off Sunday sale. The best thing to happen to two spoons since Jackie Sue Clinker.
The tags for Grossman's Orange Tag Sale are just like money, because every place you see them, you'll pocket cold, hard savings on your next project. And now, for your painting projects, Grossman spreads out the savings on Glidden spread wall paint at just $6.99. Glidden, your paint should be this good. So come to Grossman's right now and grab the orange tags. The tags as good as money.
There's a little Grossman's in you.
You are cordially invited to attend a special open house this Saturday and Sunday at North Star Apartments, 4784 North Star Boulevard in Liverpool. Enjoy refreshments and view the exceptional 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom apartments available for rental. Take a swim in our beautiful in-ground swimming pool. Take advantage and save on selected 1- and 2-bedroom apartments at $340 and $413 a month. Come to our open house this weekend from 10 to 6 p.m. North Star Apartments in Liverpool, where easier living is just a way of life.
Looking pretty, following the fashions, exercising, watching your weight. Sometimes healthy habits can become an obsession. When they do, the Benjamin Rush Center offers specialized private treatment for anorexia or bulimia. We also offer inpatient and outpatient services to help adults and adolescents with emotional problems complicated by alcohol and drug abuse, coping with the stress of everyday living, or the unique problems women encounter in today's society. The Benjamin Rush Center in Syracuse. We bring care and caring together.
The people who work on your brakes at Midas are trained brake experts. That's why nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Tonight at 11 on Channel 3 News Nightcast, Elizabeth Franny looks at a controversial sex abuse case. A Central New York clergyman accused of abusing a parishioner.
And Wayne looks at tonight's weather.
Yeah, for this evening, it'll be an okay evening for most of us, but we do have those scattered thunderstorms around. A couple of us will see one, and temperatures in the 70s.
All right, thank you, Wayne. Well, if a crop of potatoes sprouts along the shoulder of Route 81 near Tully next spring, here's why. 30,000 pounds of spuds being hauled by a tractor-trailer from Pennsylvania to Canastota tipped over. The driver, Gordon Miller of Pennsylvania, was not seriously hurt. Police said he dozed off at the wheel.
Apparently the driver became fatigued. He drifted to the east shoulder, caught the soft part of the shoulder. The rig went in a ditch and turned over.
Now, the wet weather we've been having caused the shoulder to become soggy, so when the driver went off the highway, he was trying to drive in dirt with the consistency of mashed potatoes. Now, it is mashed potatoes in more than one way.
You could say he escaped by the skin of his teeth.
Or something like that.
I wouldn't say it, but maybe you could.
That's our news for now.
We'll see you at 11.
Bye-bye.
On the East Coast, medical garbage continues to wash up on beaches, and one of the culprits has been charged.